Now we want to add some animation to our patch. Until now we only connected the yellow parts to each other, but the other ones, the green turquoise ones, are actually numbers. So we can connect them, or right now we can just enter a number here. I would change this. I will remove this and add another transform operator here. So now we can enter a number here, and you see the value changes to this number. And you also see that this here are those parameters. So now I will create a sine anim. So I enter sine anim, and I will connect this to the main loop. And now you see this operator has not a yellow output, but a green one. And you can also see here the result of this operator. So it gives you always a sine value. And you can hover your mouse here on this always changing number, and you will see this is a sine wave. And I can now connect this result, for example, to the transform position X. And now it will transform everything under it on the X-axis with this value. And I can go to the sine anim and change the amplitude, can change the frequency, for example. So now it will, it will be faster. And I can also change the amplitude so the it goes much further. So now we connect it to the X position, but you can right click and drag this line around and connect it, for example, to the Y position. And you see now it moves on the Y axis, and I can also move it to the Z axis. Or I can take it and, for example, connect it to the R value, which is the red color value of the basic material. And you see it will change the color. You can also click the sine anim and take this result again and connect it to the X-axis, and you can connect it to as many ports as you want at the same time. With the right key, you can move it and delete it with the right mouse button, I mean. And yeah, so I can connect it everywhere. I can also connect it to transform scale. Also, you can just drop it onto the operator, and then you get a list of ports where it could fit. So I can, for example, select scale, and you see it will connect it here. And now all the circles are scaling. So I will remove this. It's a bit too much. So this is a sine anim, which is really a basic one. There are other animation ports. If you enter animation, anim, you will see there are a lot of animation ops. Another interesting one, for example, is the random anim. So this will just output a random value, as you can see, and they're not really smooth. They are linear interpolated right now. And you see the parameters here. So right now the random value is between 0 and 1 and changes every half a second, and is not east. So so this is why it looks so edgy, so it has so hard edges. I can, for example, select cubic out, and then you can see, so now there's a smoothness in the animation. And you can just try them out there. There's a lot of them. So we'll take this, and this is also the same. There's one result port, and I can connect this port to the X-axis, and then you can see there's a random animation going on. And I want to do this from -2 to 2. So yeah. So I want to animate the Y-axis, but I don't want to just do this because then it's always moving like this. I want to add another random anim. So I can select this one or just click on it and press Command Z or Control C on Windows and Command V to copy paste it like you would copy paste text or something. So now I will connect it again to the main loop and connect it to the y-axis, and then you see the motion is a bit more smooth and a bit more random. I will add another transform and make it a bit smaller so we can see a bit more like this. And yeah, that's a random animation. And yeah, as I said, there are a lot of anims, and I want to show you another one, which is the bool anim. And this works the same way. I will connect it here, and I will connect it to the position X. And the bool anim, it's called bool anim because it's controlled by a Boolean value. So a Boolean value in programmer speak is a value that can only be true or false or 1 and 0. So when I click it, this is controlled by this value here, bool, which is just a checkbox on or off basically. And it has one value for false when it's off and one value for true when it's on. So I can say, for example, 2 when it's on and -2 when it's off. So now when I click this, it will animate between those values. So yeah, I can also smooth this, then the animation is a bit smoother. So so this bool value, I want to trigger it not by pressing here, but I want to trigger it with my mouse, for example. So I will add operator which is called mouse buttons, and this returns the current state of your mouse button. So for example, there's a button pressed right here, you see it, and when I now press my mouse button here, you can see that it changes from true to false, and I can connect this to the bool. And now when I click right and release it, you see my mouse button changes the animation. Yeah, so that's it about the animations. The simple ones, there's much more into it. There's a timeline where you can keyframe animations and stuff, but this is the much simpler one, and yeah.